What's up, everyone? We're going to be going through the best WNBA player props on PrizePicks today. Now, I did want to show you the results from yesterday's picks from my exclusive Discord group, and as you guys see, we actually got 20 picks correct, which was absolutely insane. So we're on a huge hot streak, but if you want to get 20 picks right like me, win more bets, and receive the best picks from some of the best bettors in the world for less than a cup of coffee, you can access the exclusive Discord and meet some of the best sport bettors in the game by joining my Patreon, which will be linked down below in the description. Once you join, you'll have complete access to the Discord and can start winning more bets today. So make sure to join my Patreon using the link in the description. And here's one of our members who just signed up and won himself $1,000 just yesterday, and another member who won $275 for the 5th day in a row since joining my Discord. So guys, if you want to win big money like our members, the link will be in the description, so go join the Patreon to have access to the Discord group, and I will be continuing to upload every single day on this channel the best bets and props, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my daily uploads. So quick shout out to Kevin Ortiz UL9TH, who said these picks definitely hitting today. Let's go. Now, also shouts out to Tizzy Baby 24Q7N, who actually said great players. And also shouts out to actually Trav JP23, who also said hello. So shouts out to them, and if you do want to win a shout out in the next video, all you have to do is comment down below in this video and like it, and you can be in the running to win a shout out in the next one. All right, so let's get straight into the first pick. And when it comes to these picks, I'm not saying to chuck all of them into a parlay and hope for the best. Pick and choose the ones that you like and the ones that work best for you. So the first pick we're going to talk about is none other than actually Kelsey Plum, and this one is for 19.5 points, and this one is for less. Now looking at Kelsey Plum, we actually have seen her go on the under in 4 out of the last 5 games. Now looking at those 5 games, you see on September 1 faced off against Washington Mystics, had 18 points there. September 2nd faced off against Seattle Storm, had 14 points. Then September 4th faced off against Atlanta, had 18 points. Then 20 points against Atlanta on September 6th. Then September 8th faced off against Dallas Wings and had 12 points in that matchup. So we actually have seen Kelsey Plum go on the under in 4 out of the last 5 games. And we do know when it comes to Kelsey Plum, we do know that Los Angeles Sparks have themselves a very good matchup against Phoenix Mercury. Now, looking at the matchup against Phoenix Mercury, it is definitely going to be an exciting game, but we do know, looking at both of these teams and where they do rank, starting off with the Sparks, we do know Sparks do come in at the 9th spot in the WNBA, and not only that, but they also do rank 6th in the Western Conference. So it has been pretty interesting for them. They rank 6th in the Western Conference, as we mentioned. They have a record of 20 wins and 22 losses. That's a 47.6% win percentage. They're also 9-12 from home, 11-10 from away, and are currently on a 1-game win streak. So very interesting to see there. Now, when we look at someone like Kelsey Plum, we do know, that she has done a great job for Sparks, but Sparks still definitely do struggle. They face off against Phoenix Mercury, as we've mentioned, where Mercury do come in at actually, the 4th spot in the WNBA. And not only that, but they do come 3rd in the Western Conference. Now, they have a record of 27 wins and 15 losses. That's a 64.3% win percentage. And on top of that, they are 15-6 from home, 12-9 from away, and are currently on a 1-game losing streak. So definitely very interesting time in that matchup. Now, looking at this matchup, we do also know when it comes to both of these teams, Mercury and Sparks, obviously they are both in the Western Conference, so it's definitely going to be, a good battle between both of them. Now, looking at Phoenix Mercury, looking at them defensively when it comes to points allowed, we do know Phoenix Mercury do come in at actually the 4th spot when it comes to points allowed. So they rank very high there, and that's a big reason why we do very much like the under for this situation here. We definitely see someone like Kelsey Plum going on the under due to the fact that Phoenix Mercury have shown time and time again that they do a fantastic job at restricting points, but on top of that also do a fantastic job at restricting points to Kelsey Plum's position. Now, Plum is one of the main scorers for this Los Angeles Sparks team, and since that is the case, we are expecting Mercury, the way they do like to play defense, is to really restrict their star players or the other star players as much as they can, and that's why coming into this matchup we do very much like the under for this one. So definitely keep an eye out for Kelsey Plum coming into this game. We do very much like the under for her. So Kelsey Plum, 19.5 points for less, I think is a fantastic pick. Now, getting into the next one, we're actually going to be talking about none other than Sonia Citron. So Sonia Citron, great player. This one is also for points for 13.5, and this one actually is for less. Now, looking at Sonia, we actually have seen her go on the under in actually 3 out of the last 5 games. Now, this one's an interesting one because we not only have seen her go on the under in 3 out of the last 5, but looking more in depth, we do know August 29th faced off against New York Liberty, actually had 18 points there. Then on August 31st against Golden State Valkyries had 11 points. Then September 1 faced off against Los Angeles Sparks, had 12 points there. Then 7 points against Phoenix Mercury on September 5. And September 8 faced off against Indiana Fever and had 17 points in that matchup. So we actually have seen Sonia Citron go on the under in actually 3 out of the last 5 games. Now, looking at those last 5 games, we do know when it comes to actually her average over the last 5, it is also 13. Now, Washington Mystics do have themselves a very good matchup against none other than actually New York Liberty. It is definitely going to be a very exciting game between both of these teams. But what we also do see is that when it comes to this matchup, we do also know when it comes to Sonia and Washington Mystics, they face off against New York Liberty. And looking at where both these teams do rank, starting off with the Mystics, we do know Mystics are in the Eastern Conference. Now, they rank 10th in the WNBA, and on top of that, they also rank 4th in the Eastern Conference. Now, they have a record of 16 wins and 27 losses. That's a 37.2% win percentage. They're also 10-12 from home, 6-15 from away, and are currently on a 9-game losing streak. Now, definitely looking at that, we do very much like the under for this one. And looking at, obviously the other side of that matchup, we do know when it comes to New York Liberty do actually come in at the 5th spot in the WNBA, and they also rank 2nd in the Eastern Conference. So definitely big matchup there. We have, obviously looking at actually New York Liberty, they do have a 25-17 win and loss record, 59.5% win percentage. They are also 16-5 from home, 9-12 from away, and are currently on a 1-game win streak. So it's definitely been interesting to see there. Now, Washington Mystics face off against Liberty, and looking at Liberty defensively, we do know New York Liberty do actually rank 6th when it comes to points allowed. So they rank pretty mid-tier. I would say a little bit in the higher mid-tier section. Obviously, it's not insanely great, even though they do rank 2nd in the Eastern Conference and 5th in the WNBA. But what we also do see is 2 things. Obviously, first, when you actually look at New York Liberty, we do know that they actually do a fantastic job at restricting points to the guard position. Now, although on August 29th, they did face off against each other, we actually did see Sonia be able to get 18 points in that matchup. As I've always mentioned, there will be times where players do a very good job and beat their outlying or their probable outcome, and that was definitely one of those games. But coming into this next one, we do very much like the under for this situation here, and we definitely see someone like actually Sonia Citron being able to go on the under in this one. Now, looking at someone like Sonia Citron, what we also do know coming into this matchup, we do also know that when it comes to the Washington and New York Liberty matchup, we do see that looking at what the bookies are saying, bookies also have her favored for the under as well, so that works out in our favor there. So with all those things being said, we do very much like the under for this one, and we definitely see someone of her nature being able to go on the under in this one. So definitely keep an eye out for someone like Sonia Citron coming into this game, as we do very much like the under here. So Sonia Citron, 13.5 points for less, I think is a fantastic pick. Now, getting into the next one, we're actually going to be talking about none other than actually Veronica Burton. So Veronica Burton, great player, as we all know, and this one is for 4.5 rebounds, and this one actually is for more. Now, looking at this matchup, obviously looking at Veronica Burton, we actually do know that, she has gone on the over in 4 out of the last 5 games. So this has honestly been fantastic for us. Now, looking at this one, we do actually see when it comes to this matchup, we do also know, looking at our last 5, August 31st, faced off against Washington Mystics, actually had, 5 rebounds there. Then September 1, faced off against Indiana, had 7 rebounds. September 3rd, faced off against New York Liberty, had 9 rebounds. September 5th, faced off against Dallas, had 3 rebounds. And then September 7th, faced off against Minnesota and had 6 rebounds in that matchup. So it's definitely been pretty exciting there. Now, looking at someone like Veronica Burton, not only have we seen her go on the over, but she's definitely done a fantastic job for Golden State Valkyries. Now looking at Valkyries, we do know they face off against Seattle Storm. And looking at Seattle Storm, we do know, looking at both of these teams defensively, we do know starting off with Golden State Valkyries, Valkyries do come in at the actual 6th spot in the actual WNBA. Now, when we actually look at that, we also do know when it comes to actually, Golden State Valkyries, they do rank 6th in WNBA, but also rank 4th in the Western Conference. They have a record of 23 wins, 19 losses, a 54.8% win percentage, and also 14-8 from home, 9-11 from away, and are currently on a 1-game losing streak. So it's definitely been a little bit interesting to see there. Now, obviously, coming into this matchup, we do also know that when we look at Veronica Burton and also, Golden State Valkyries versus Seattle Storm on the other side do rank 8th in the WNBA. Now, they actually rank 5th in the Western Conference, so they are in the same conference there. They also do have a 22 win, 21 loss record with a 51.2% win percentage. And on top of that, we also do know that they also have a 9-12 record at home, 13-9 away record, and then also a 2-game losing streak. So definitely interesting to see there. Obviously, coming into this matchup, it's definitely going to be an exciting one, but we are definitely expecting the actual, over for this situation here, because looking at actually, Seattle Storm defensively, we do know Seattle Storm do actually rank, when it comes to rebounds allowed, they do rank 13th. So not only do they rank 13th, but actually puts them in the last place. Okay, that's a last spot, which is honestly, pretty poor from them. So that's why we are definitely expecting the over for this one. Now, obviously, Seattle Storm do also like to push the pace of the ball, which is definitely, caused a bit of havoc for them. So the bookies actually have her favored for the over as well. And that's why we are definitely sticking to the over for this situation here. Now, Seattle Storm do also like to push the pace of the ball. And since they do like to push the pace of the ball, as we all know, faster pace means, a faster game. Faster game also means more volume overall. So that's why coming into this matchup, we do very, very much like the over for this one, and we definitely are sticking to it. So for that reason, definitely keep an eye out for Veronica Burton. So for 4.5 rebounds, 4 more, I think is a fantastic pick.